Seeking English S.A.T. Workbook, page 419, problem 3, no calculator. I have put a simple version of the graph on the board, and these are car repair charges. These are hundreds of dollars, and these are hours. So it says, graphed above is the amount that a car repair shop charges for repairs as a function of the number of hours required to do the job. Which of the following is most consistent with the information in the graph? And again, you're looking for whatever is most consistent. If there are 3 of these that have a problem, what's left is the one that doesn't have a problem. Okay, it says, A, the shop charges an hourly rate for work with no fixed initial amount. B, the shop charges a fixed initial amount plus an hourly rate for work starting at the beginning of the first hour. C, the shop charges a fixed amount for the 2 hours, the shop charges a fixed amount for the first 2 hours or less of work. The shop charges an hourly rate for work beyond 2 hours. And D, the shop charges an hourly rate for work beginning at the start of the first hour. This rate decreases after 2 hours of work. So this is, again, just a graph reading problem. There's not really any formulation or calculation involved. You just have to read the graph and read the descriptions carefully. It says, the shop charges an hourly rate for work with no fixed initial amount. That is option A. The problem is here, at 0 hours, there's already a charge. How does that make sense? Well, if they work 1 minute, they're gonna charge you this rate. Okay? That's how it works. Letter B, the shop charges a fixed initial amount plus an hourly rate for work starting at the beginning of the first hour. So this is the beginning of the first hour, and it says an hourly rate, which would mean that a curved line, not a curved line, a slanted line should begin immediately. That's the beginning of the first hour. Okay, so that would be a line like this. It would be a line similar to this, but it would begin here. Okay? Because they would be charging the hourly rate not after a delayed period of time, but immediately, at the beginning of the first hour. Letter C, the shop charges a fixed amount for the first 2 hours or less of work. The shop charges an hourly rate for the work beyond 2 hours. And we're gonna look at letter D, but this seems to be a pretty good answer because here, whether it's 1 minute or 59 minutes, an hour and 59 minutes, it looks like you're being charged the same. That's consistent with the graph as far as we can tell. And then from there you have an hourly rate, which is, I guess, prorated implicitly per minute or something. I don't know. But that's an hourly rate, and that's an initial charge. And the hourly rate begins after 2 hours or at 2 hours. So that's a pretty good answer. Let's take a look at letter D. The shop charges an hourly rate for work beginning at the start of the first hour. This rate decreases after 2 hours of work. So we said starting an hourly rate there would be there, whether it's down or not. The slanted line should begin immediately if the hourly rate begins at the beginning of the first hour. And it says that it decreases after 2 hours of work, and I don't see that. It would be at a less of a slant, but I guess it would still be slanted. Okay. So if this is confusing you, let me know. But again, I think this is more of a reading problem than a math problem. So if you're better at math than at reading, and this confused you, that could be why. That could be why. It's technically it's a math problem, but it seems more like a reading problem to me and to some number of my students.